Welcome back to another edition of Fact Over Feelings. In this segment, we're going to be talking about what keeps you motivated. Now, before we get started, like always, if you guys can hit that like and subscribe and stay tuned to all the episodes of Fact Over Feelings, where we talk about keeping the facts straight and getting your feelings out of the way. I am your host, Arnoldsthoughts from the Arnoldsthoughts podcast. Let's get into it. So what keeps you motivated? That is a very good question for those out there who are looking for something to just get through the day. A lot of times we get so caught up on, I got work, I got kids, I got responsibilities. What pushes you to get through the day? What pushes you to get things done? A lot of times we as individuals, first of all, I know for Americans, because I'm in America, Americans generally, they're lazy. People in general are lazy. So they really don't have a lot of motivation to get to whatever goals that they want to in life. There's a lot of things that you want to get to and achieve to, but you're not committed to it to reach that. Because there's a lot of things that are required of you to do to be in order to get to those goals, those dreams, and stay motivated to get that. Sometimes we will make ourselves busy to not pursue our dreams and goals. We're so unmotivated to do the things that we actually love to do and want to do because we can't keep the motivation inside of us. Like there's nothing that's pushing us to get to that. And a lot of times when we don't have that drive, when we don't have that motivation, when we don't have that inspiration, we get stuck in life. We get stayed in one place and we never grow. I truly believe if you're not growing, you're dying. Things are collapsing. Without growth, there is nothing. Without growth, you can't achieve anything. You can't get to where you want to. But how do you stay motivated? What are some key tips that you do? What are key things that you do to keep that motivation going and stirring inside of you so you can achieve what you want? One tip that I use that maybe you guys can apply to your life that can help you is I listen to motivational videos almost every single day. Now, it may sound cliche, but once you continuously hear someone speak every single day about something, about achieving, about grinding, about working, it starts to make a change in your mind. Your reality, your thoughts shift your reality into the existence of what you really want out of life. So if I want to open up a store one day, but I just don't have the motivation because I got these kids I got to worry about, I work 40, 50 hours a week, and I don't have anybody that kind of just gives me that boost by my friends, or everybody's always complaining about something. Everybody always got a problem. That's not going to help you get to where you want to get to in life. Sometimes you need something to hear something, just a word to ignite you, to spark you, to be like, that's what I needed to hear. Someone ever say something to you and you be like, man, that's exactly what I needed to hear. My thought or what I do to push forward is I have to listen to motivation. I come on here and I try to speak a few words to give you guys some fire to go do what you want to do or achieve what you want to do. But I have to make sure that I'm doing the same thing every single day because I know how hard life gets. I know how the difficulties of just the everyday life of trying to be a father, to trying to be a basketball player, of trying to own a business, to try to grow a business, of having a home. Right now I'm in the process of building a home. All these things be difficult and you lose motivation quick. You lose the motivation to do anything because you're just so tired. Advice I got, listen to motivational videos. Listen to people who want the better for you. They just want you overall to be better. That's why motivational speakers exist. Just to give you the words that you need to encourage you. The words are power if you use them the right way. If you're using the words if you're actually seeking the words to help you improve in your life, seek the words. Go find people that are speaking your language. A lot of times we don't stay motivated is because we're not speaking we're not around the right language, the right conversations. I was having a conversation with my cousin just yesterday, and he was talking about, man, $100,000. That's a lot of money. And to me, in my mindset, I'm like, that's not a lot of money. I think he asked me how much money did I made in my career playing basketball. And I was like, man, it's been over 100,000 that went to nowhere. And he was like, what? How is that? I said, you have to change your conversation. You have to change your conversation. That to you seems absurd or so profound. But I'm like, I know people who blow through $100,000 in a summer, in a month. So what's the conversation that you're having that either motivates you or brings you down? What are you choosing to listen to? Which brings me to my another tip that I would say that I use to keep me motivated or to keep the motivation alive in me is the people that I speak to on a daily basis. This is something that we have to start taking into account and being more aware of the people we talk to. You can have a great idea. I have this great idea that I want to do something, and someone could say something that just makes you say, you know what, I'm not going to do that no more. There's a scripture in the Bible that, don't quote me on the scripture, I don't know it all, but you know when you hear it, hearing good words keeps you motivated. Like in this instance right now, cast not your pearls among swine. Don't tell your good ideas. Don't tell your good things to people who are not going to help you get there, or at least give you the motivation to get to there. Hey, I might not be able to help you out financially. I might not know too much about it, but what I can do is say, keep going. Your pearls are your dreams, your thoughts, your goals that you want. Those are your pearls. They're precious. They're worth something. They're meaningful. Don't go throw that in the pig pen. Don't go throw that to people who are only going to pull you down. When you go talk to people that don't have nothing good for you, that's always bringing you negative things, that always upset, that's always angry, that's always got a problem, that's going to just kill all of the motivation and inspiration that you think that you had. It's going to suck all the energy out of you. A positive person and a negative person is like a positive negative. That negative person is contagious. Just going to drain. As much as that positive person trying to bring up that, they're just going to be draining. Like, hey man, you can do it. You can get better. Oh no man, I can't do it. And this life sucks and life is cruel and this. I can't hear that all day. Me personally, that's a fact. I can't hear that all day. I can if you don't have something to contribute to my life positively, everything must be calculated. Every conversation, every movement, everything you read, everything you listen to has to be calculated. It has to be gearing you and pushing you in the direction of your life that you want. Has to be guiding you along the way. Because if you just decide, you know what, I'm going to hang out with a bunch of people that have nothing going on, that never speaks positively, that's never trying to achieve nothing in life, that just wake up and just live in the rat race and content on living in the rat race, what do you think your mindset is going to be like? You have to get around like-minded people that think the same way as you or want something as bad as you do and are willing to sacrifice or even speak in the conversation in that way. That will motivate you more. But if you're casting your pearls among swine and saying it to whoever or people who don't really want good for you, a lot of times when you're doing good for yourself and you're really trying to get to another level in life, that's when people are going to doubt you and try to pull you down even more. Crabs in a bucket. They don't want to see you do good. They don't want to see you be great. I just want to be great. I just want to achieve something great in my life. I want that. How can you help me? Can somebody help me stay motivated to get to that? 95% of the people are not going to. They'd rather pull you down and tell you you can't do it other than inspiring and helping you to get to where you want. They'd rather see you suffer. They'd rather see you come right down to their level and be nothing and be upset every single day. I got this problem, I got that problem, I got this. They don't want to see you win. How are you supposed to stay motivated around a bunch of people who don't want to see you win? Get around people who do want to see you win. Start speaking to people that are willing to help you in your mindset. Start listening to motivational people that are just there to help you feel the feeling that you need to just make it through the next minute, to make it through the next second, to make it through the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month. And it just goes and it builds up time after time after time. But you have to start surrounding yourself with people that's going to help you get there. That is something that is very detrimental to your growth of your life, towards your goals, towards your ambitions, because the draining aspect of people and their problems, just hearing people complain about their problems, you're not going to even be motivated to do your own thing because you're like, man, all they do is complain. Check the people that you have in your surroundings. And the last thing I believe that can help you stay motivated, which helps me, is have a list. I preach on to-do lists. My book, Changing Your Reality, Changing the Thoughts in Your Mind into Reality, is all about having a to-do list on things that are going to help you get to where you want in your life. Because once you feel like, man, I'm not even getting to where I want, you start losing motivation. Look back at your list and say, dang, did I do the things that I was supposed to do on this list? Because if I do the things that I'm supposed to do on this list, these are the things that I have strategically put down that's going to help me get to the level of life that I want to get to. So if I'm looking at the list that I have created for myself, I wrote down the title of my list, Success List. I know if I complete these things on this list every single day, I am headed towards success. One of my slogan that I say all the time, greatness is a habit, not a right. If you want to do great things, if you want to be great in this life, it has to become a habit. Using a to-do list is a way in creating that habit of doing the certain things that you need to elevate yourself to the next level. It's going to make the habit in you to keep you motivated. Because if you just continuously do the work, you start feeling better about yourself because you say, you know what, even though I was tired, even though I didn't feel like it, even though people are putting me down, even though things are rough for me, even though I ain't got no money, none of that matters because I was able to at least stick to my success list. I was at least able to stick to the things that's going to push me and improve my life in the right direction. And just looking at, man, I was able to check off this, and this. You start feeling a little better. Like, hey, I got everything done today. I was able to do some things to help me in my life. So you start getting motivated. You start feeling good about yourself. Like, okay, I can do this. I really can do this. Those are my keys, my few tips that I have. Listen to motivational speakers. Stay away from people that are going to be downers and not on the same wavelength and mindset as you. And create you a to-do list. Like I said, I wrote a book, Changing the Illusion in Your Mind to Reality, a to-do list to your greatest desires. If you guys want to check that book out, I'm going to have the link in the bio. But those are some things that help me keep the motivation to just keep going, because the more you want, the more things you want to achieve in life, the greater you want to be in life, the more unmotivated you're going to be to do them. And it's breaking that habit. How do we break that mindset? How do we change that to change ourselves into the people? How do we keep ourselves motivated? How do we keep the illusion, the dream alive? How do we keep it alive? Got to have a structure, got to have a plan, got to have the right people. We have to focus on these things to get to where we want. Listen, thank you guys for being here. That's all I got for this segment of fact over feelings. The fact is, you are going to get to where you want to be in life. You're going to achieve everything. You're going to stay motivated. You're going to stay inspired. You're going to stay fired up. Well, I'm getting fired up right now just saying it. And I know you're going to feel the same way. You feel that power. You feel it surging. I feel it. If you're listening to this right now, Man, thank you for even tuning in, because you firing me up right now and I'm fired up. And that's all I got for this segment of Fact Over Feelings. Till next time. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.